In this video, I'm going to show you how to create cinematic AI images for your website. I'm going to walk you through the exact same process that I learned from a guy called Rob Nicholson, so definitely follow him on Instagram. But I'm going to show you how I've adapted it for myself so that it specifically works for web design. So let's go in. I've recorded my screen, so let's jump in right now. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to a website called Letz.ai, Letz.ai. And when you go there, you're going to create an AI model. Now, what you can do, click on AI model. And the next thing you want to do is say only you, only you. Now, this is really important because if you want everybody to see it, then publicly it gets shown on their database and other people can access your model. I would advise that. So let's go to private, only you. We go forward. And then what will happen is that you can go ahead and you can create a name for your model. For the sake of this training, let's call this model Laith's model, right? Once we go forward, what will happen is it will then ask you if you want a person, an object, or a style. For the sake of this training today, we're just going to pick person, but you can have an object like some kind of product shot if you want, or a style. Now, if you clicked on person, and I might say man, and then I say you can add other different characteristics about yourself if you need. So you might say black man or black woman, or you might say tall, short, thin, fat, whatever it may be. Once you click man, you click continue, and then it will start creating your model. The next stage here is to now upload some images into here that represent and reflect your model. And in about an hour's time, it will go ahead and create your model for you. Now, what do you do next? The next thing we need to do is we need to create a prompt to be able to create the types of images we want. So let's think about what type of image we want to create. So what I try to do, I go into ChatGPT and I'm trying to think, all right, the type of image I want to make. So I'll go to ChatGPT and say, okay, I want you to act as a prompt creator for images. So if you notice in my prompt, I've told ChatGPT how I want it to act. I want you to act as a prompt creator for images. And that's the key instruction there. You want to tell ChatGPT what you want to do. So now you have your prompt. Here's your kind of rough prompt here. A futuristic cityscape with towering skyscrapers and flying vehicles in the sky. The scene is bathed with glowing neon lights, and all of this stuff is like super engaging. It looks super futuristic. So that's ChatGPT prompt. Let's go back to Lens. Now, the thing is, when you start creating your prompt in Lens, if I just was to say, all right, let me copy that prompt, post it in Lens like that, that's not actually going to work because one, it's really long and you haven't dictated that your prompt should pick your model. So I want you to, say I want, or you could say use the model and then and you then pull from their full database of models that you can get access to. But because I've already created my model before, I can tell it to specifically use my model as well. So using all of this, sometimes it says you should do it at 480 characters. Let's see how this works. I'm going to go to settings. For the sake of time, I just want it to create 4 images for me. You can set the dimension of your images if you want. Let's keep it landscape. I like landscape images. And then I'm going to say it to generate those images. So now what will happen is that it will now go ahead and start to generate these images. So if you look below, at the bottom here is a little timeline that basically shows the timeline of how long it's taken to create the image. But as it's creating the image, that timeline will increase. So I'm just going to pause the video here and come back once we've got some images ready to go. Okay, and we're back. Now I had to make some adjustments to the prompt. And the reason why is because the first prompt that I created, the images came out like this. The model was used, but the model was in the background because I didn't define how I wanted the model to be seen. So I adjusted the prompt and I got some funny images where like it added hair to me. But what I did is I went back into ChatGPT and I said to ChatGPT, you know, in this prompt, make sure to show the model's face is highlighted. The face is central to the image, you know, the image at the center. And then ChatGPT added to the prompt, the person's face is highlighted with sharp details showing captivating features. The prompt always also added into the prompt. At the center of the image stands a striking figure with the face illuminated by neon glow. Now, what happened was when you go into Lens, you can see here's the image and it's following the prompt exactly, but it's added like some funny hair to me and stuff like that. So I can even refine the prompt to say like, make sure that no hair is added and you stick as close to the original as possible. So I did that. I refined the prompt and I said in the prompt, make sure to add to stick closely to the original model's facial structure and be diligent to keep the details as close to the original model as possible. So then when I used that addition to the prompt, it spat out some different images and you can see it looks a little bit more like me, right? These prompts look a lot more like me. These images look a lot more like me, even though these ones still came out with hair on it. I would still have to say, you know what, take off the hair. I don't want hair, but these look more closely to how I look, right? May not be the best, but for the sake of this training, this one, maybe does it look like me? Kinda, you know? So let's go with this one. Looks like I'm in a city wearing some kind of futuristic clothing. You can see here, all you do when you're in Lens, just click on where it says original here. And then that allows you to be able to, sorry guys. When you're in Lens, just click on original. That will open up the original graphic for you. Right click, save that to wherever you want to save it, right? And then that's your graphic. So this is the exact same graphic now. I've got two here. Let me save this one as well. So I can take these two images. Now we're going to go over to RunwayML. Now, what you're going to do in RunwayML, create your images. Let me go to dashboard to show you where you're going to go. As soon as you load up your Runway dashboard, the main thing you want to do now is just click generate video. And over here, it says drop image or video, select from assets. And then all you're going to do now is, where are my images? I think I put them in the movies folder. Yeah, here we go. Let's start with this one. All right. So we drop our image in, and then what it's telling us now is that if I scroll down, first I want it to crop. So I don't want the Lens AI in there. So I'm going to tell it to crop the image. So let's zoom into where I want it to go. The Lens logo has disappeared. And then I'm going to crop that image. And then that becomes the image that I'm going to be working with. So here it says, describe the shot. And it's got a guide or an example. So what I did is I literally just went to where it says guide, boom here. I literally just copy everything you see here because I was like, oh, I don't want to get this wrong. I want to get this right. So let me say, make sure. So it's giving you loads of different examples, right? So I just copy all of this content here, copy it. And then I'm going to go back to ChatGPT and I'm going to say, like, you know, like something like, I'm about to give you an image to describe, but before I do, please follow these guidelines on creating the description, right? Something like that. So then I copy up, paste in that guide, so like this there. Now I've trained ChatGPT on the actual guide. Now what I want to do is basically upload from computer. I don't need to take out the Lens graphic, but I'm going to upload in the graphic, so I can say, boom, here is the image. Now please go ahead and create a description of this image. Right? And then ChatGPT is going to read the image, and then hopefully I should be able to get a description. Now, why do you want a description? Right? The reason why is because you're going to copy that and you're going to put that here. It's because it says, you see it's here, it says describe your shot. So boom, come over here, copy that, mid-angle static shot, the camera's focused. So it's really good. It's really good. I don't think I would have been able to describe it, or I could have, but it would just take me forever to do that level of in-depth description. So paste it into here, because now you've got that in. Then all I'm going to do is click generate. You're going to have to buy an account with RunwayML, just so you're aware. I click generate, goes into queue, and now let's see what happens from just putting it into RunwayML, and let's see what happens from this image. Normally the image to video takes about 10 seconds. but that's what you can basically do, which is quite interesting. So let's jump in and let's see what happens. So it might not be amazing, but considering it's image to video, I think the eyes look a bit funny on it, but for image to video graphic, it's cool. It's done what I wanted it to do, which is just create some kind of moving image. Now you could use this on your social media, you might use it to promote something or whatever it may be, but there you've got something that you could play with. Now, why is this interesting? Let me take it to another level in regards to web design. So I'm going to go into Figma, and recently I did some research on this platform, right? So this is one of my favorite products right now, AG1. This is not a promotion of AG1, just so you guys are aware. But I use this plugin called HTML to design. And what happens is with this plugin, you literally just drop in the URL of the website that you want to copy, and then you click on import and it imports that website for you, right? Now, the reason why I was looking at this, because I was like, all right, cool. If I type in AG1, this is a really important thing. It's already a sponsored link. That means that they're spending money to rank it in Google. And when you look at the data, it shows that there were periods of the year, earlier this year, where they must have went hard on promotion and they got like 1 million plus hits to the site. And now they're roughly hovering around 600,000 hits, which is really interesting. So I even went back into SEMrush to see even more of the data. And I'm like, all right, so they're spending money on this platform. So let's try and see, all right, if I was to create a competitor, that means that if they're spending money on this landing page, they've had over 1 million hits, that means that this structure to the landing page actually works. So this is a winning structure. It's a winning structural landing page. And I want to create a competitor. How am I going to do it? So you've seen now the images, you've seen how the images look. What you can do is I can say, all right, cool. I'm going to take this image, right? And this is the image now you can put into another tool. And this tool is called Visual Electric. So all you're going to do is go to visualelectric.com and you're going to create an account. Now, I drop that image into Visual Electric on what they call canvases. And these canvases basically is where you can drop your images on. And once your image is into the canvas, what you can do is you can say, all right, generate a prompt. And what that will do, it will read your image and it will allow you to create a prompt based upon that image. You can now click on the prompt. Just click where it says remix right here, remix the prompt. And up here, it says a collection of green and black containers. Let's change green to orange, because we're making up a fake brand right now. That's the name of my fake brand with the letters. Let's not say AG. Let's call it LW, like Laith Wallace. And let's call it L1. Yeah, printed on there. The jar is open, revealing a fine, let's call it orange powder with a small scoop at the same powder nearby. The lighting is bright, clear, highlight shadows, minimalist, complexion is sleek. So I'm just going through making sure it matches my brand. So I'm just changing that green to orange and changing some of the text. I click on remix and this tool will basically take that reference image and it will use AI to spit out some variations based upon your remixed prompt. So this is the power of using a tool like this, because I'm going to show you specifically how I'm going to use it. So there you go. There's my new LW brand. I'm going to click on one of these images. And then what you can do now is download one of these images, right? So let's go with this image here. And then because I know I've got a winning structure, I can literally just come in here, drop in this image and start to build out a whole new landing page structurally that I know is a winning structure with my new product and change the copy, but I know the structure works, if that makes sense. So now you're able to create images using AI and reference it in an amazing way. Let me just go back to Visual Electric and I say, oh, now I need some images of some people. So I can go over here and I can say, all right, cool. Let me remix the image. Sorry, let me first click on the image. Then you're going to say that you need a prompt, basically. You need a prompt first. That's the main thing you need. I've reached my free upgrade, my free limit for the month. I need to upgrade so you guys can see more. But this is great. So you can do $16 a month. But that was me just using the free account. But basically, guys, you can take that image. And here's an example of what I did earlier, where I took my reference image and I was like, oh, I want these people to be in the kitchen. Then I was like, all right, cool. Here's some other reference images. So I've taken this one, and then now using this kind of quote unquote people shot, I can go and download that image. Let's try and find that again. Here's my person shot. I haven't, in this prompt, because I use my reference, I haven't changed it from the green to orange, but I think you will get what I'm saying. I can now go back into Figma. You know, if I'd like, I don't know if I want this structure, but I might say, you know, one of these, I'm going to change the graphic on it, right? So, because all I'm trying to do is see what it would look like. So automatically, you can basically learn, automatically this can work in your favor to be able to create these landing pages super quickly, create reference images much faster, and be able to switch things out, change things out, test things a lot faster. So now your ability to iterate becomes a lot quicker and a lot more effective when it comes into creating these landing pages for testing as well. And you can see how it works in Google when you put your data behind it to test the analytics to see what's working as well. So this is a great workflow to help you to be able to create high converting images, high converting landing pages, and make it work in your favor. So today, I really hope you found it beneficial. In the comments below, let me know anything you want to ask in regards to this workflow, and I hope it's been helpful for you. But definitely sign up to these tools, see what one works for you. So that's Letz.ai, you've got RunwayML, you've got Visual Electric. All of these AI tools are fantastic to be able to help you generate images really quick. And in the description box below, I'll add all of the links that I'm using. So I want to thank you so much for watching today. Take care and goodbye.